that's the tail of the tape. But, you know, the reach is actually with Raul Hidalgo. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be able to maintain that reach advantage and try to box Diaz. We'll see. You know,
Jojo Diaz was last in the ring back in July. Won a unanimous decision over Ramiro Robles. Robles, by the way, was 12-1-1 at the time. Diaz threw everything but the kitchen sink at Robles, and Robles threw right in front of him. It was Diaz's first 10-round fight, a fight he says he overtrained for. It was a learning lesson, he said, for him. And Diaz says tonight you will see more energy and a lot more power in his punches this evening. And there he is, of course, a member of that 2012 U.S. Olympic boxing team. Won the 3 of his last 4 fights.
1 victories, 11 defeats with 16 wins, coming by way of knockout from Casas Grandes, Chihuahua, Mexico. Here is Raul. This young professional is perfect in 11 professional bouts. All 11 victories, no defeats with 7 big wins, coming by way of knockout. Here is a 2012 U.S. Olympian from South El Monte Califas, the undefeated Joseph Diaz Jr.
Hidalgo said, I'm going to study Diaz in the first couple of rounds, but my game plan is to pressure him. From what I've seen of Diaz, I don't think he can hurt me with his power. Those were a lot of tough talk coming from Hidalgo in that fighter meeting.
Yeah, Hidalgo, you know, seems to want to box early on. He said he'd want to feel him out, and then he'll get aggressive as the fight wears on. So we'll see. We'll see if how much Diaz cooperates with that game plan, or if Diaz forces him to change it around.
Diaz in the red trunks. Hidalgo in the black trunks there with the white trim. Jojo, of course, is a southpaw. This is a second 10-round fight of his career. Said he overtrained for his first one. It was his last fight. Didn't think he had enough pop in his punches. He says you will see a lot more energy and a lot more power tonight. Minute gone by here in his first round. There's a right hook by Diaz that drops Hidalgo.
I'll tell you, that was part balance too. I mean, it's definitely a knockdown. It's part balance. I think he had one of his feet off the ground as he was taking a step, and when the hook landed. Again, he didn't go down like it hurt him, but regardless, it is a knockdown. Shot landed. And a shot landed clean at that.
Diaz strikes first blood here. Diaz was so excited not only to be headlining for the first time in his career, but to be fighting here in Texas. He had never done it. Another right to the body by Jojo Diaz. Wide shots by Hidalgo. Body shots by Diaz. This is with that left hook.
Diaz throws with some mean intentions.
20 seconds here left in round 1. Straight left. Jojo Diaz.
I like the pace of Diaz. We talked about in the fighter meeting, we're budgeting the energy in the rounds. And he seems to, you know, have a good pace here in the first round. Is looking to control the action so far and not get too ahead of himself.
Hidalgo tried to go to the body with that right hand. And that's the wrap. Well, this broadcast of Golden Boy on Fox is brought to you by Corona Extra.
Here's the knockdown. As you can see there, it was as Hidalgo tried to follow Diaz on the turn. Diaz turning there. You don't see it there on that replay. You saw it on the first replay. Watch his right foot. Watch his right foot. See, it was almost mid-step because and it was a nice move by Diaz to step around, so it forced Hidalgo to kind of turn with him. And as he lifted that lead foot to turn with him, he got hit with the hook. Clean hook. It's officially a knockdown for sure, but that foot being off the ground in that instant had a lot to do with him going down because he wasn't hurt.
This is round 2 here. We're scheduled for 10. Hidalgo was last in the ring in June. He lost to Jose Lopez. Before that, he had won 3 straight fights. I thought it was interesting. Even Diaz thought, from what he had saw of Hidalgo, he thought Hidalgo would try to clinch, hold him a little bit more, and he said he was going to use that to step back and work on throwing the uppercut, things of that nature.
Yeah, he said he was going to try to. Hidalgo looks like he wants to box, and then when you try to fight him too much, he tries to clinch and hold and avoid those exchanges. And regardless of how aggressive Hidalgo told us he was going to be as he turned southpaw for a second there, he has been more in a boxing posture than anything else. He's throwing his punches, and he's pretty much been content to stay on the outside. So it has been a boxing match, as Diaz did expect.
Diaz popped him with that short right hook. We get halfway through round 2. There's a right hand by Hidalgo. Combination by Diaz. Hidalgo comes back. Most of those punches hit the guard. Diaz.
Tried to get Diaz on the escape there. Diaz remaining composed. Again, it's something he talked about having to work on after the last fight. He got ahead of himself. He got excited in the exchange a lot for this fight, and see how he's budgeting the time in the ring. Yet still controlling.
By Jojo Diaz.
Yeah, he said he noticed Diaz goes to the body a lot in video. He's going to be aware of those.
Saw it there. There was a left to the body. Came back with a right upstairs to Hidalgo.
There's one way to get a guy to stop using his best weapon, counter for that best weapon of your opponent. And if you can counter it consistently, your opponent will start to hesitate, wanting to use that best weapon he has.
Well, right hook. Knocked Hidalgo back for a step. And that's the round.
Some action from that last round is there. Hidalgo tries to look for a body shot there, but I don't know if it was a feint or if he hesitated on it, but Diaz made him pay for it and caught him with the right hook on the way in.
This is round 3 of our main event. Jojo Diaz headlining for the first time in his career, just 21. Idolized Oscar De La Hoya. He's got a lot of similar qualities, both former Olympians. Diaz, I mean, he's got the look.
Yeah.
I mean, good-looking kid.
Personable.
Like a babyface assassin, because he just turns as soon as he gets into the ring.
Believe it or not, Oscar is actually a natural left-hander. He used to convert to southpaw. And you see Jojo fights in the southpaw stance.
Hidalgo now pounding the body of Diaz. And Diaz comes right back with a left hook to the body of Hidalgo.
Hidalgo trying, though. He gets in there. You know, he tries to put those punches in there. He's just a little bit outgunned as far as the speed is concerned.
Hidalgo said he went hard for a good month training for this fight. Another left hook by Diaz.
Yeah, good catch and shoot there by Diaz on the inside. Hidalgo's nose is a little bloody now.
Those left hooks doing damage by Jojo Diaz. So 1-2 by Diaz.
Stop.
So Diaz still trying to find that space for those body shots.
Left uppercut.
Yeah, that one landed good. That one got Hidalgo right out of the pocket.
Up too.
Yep.
Backed him up. Hidalgo took a couple of steps back.
Hidalgo's getting put more and more cleanly now. Diaz starting to not only close the range better, but also finding that being more accurate. Finding the target a little bit more cleanly now.
There's a good straight left by Jojo Diaz.
Yeah, he stepped in and he stepped out and he stepped right back in. Diaz got a little bit of blood dripping from his own nose.
Straight left. Diaz, yep.
To the body after that.
Boy, Ronnie Rios.
Talked about Diaz last round landing more cleanly, and there's a good left hand on the inside. And there's the left uppercut followed by a right hook. Again, keeping those punches nice and short, nice and tight on the inside. And again, stepping out right there as he steps out. Good transition from the defense to the offense, although Hidalgo showing himself as well in the offensive department. They're showing a lot of heart. He's trying to walk through that sharp offense of Jojo Diaz.
In the fourth round, Hidalgo complained that that left was a little low. Only weeks at no fight. Leading left by Diaz. There's a right hand by Hidalgo.
He's trying to punch with Diaz now there. Might be his best bet. It's tough to time Diaz with that good speed that he's got.
Three-punch combination by Jojo Diaz.
Good counter left.
Counter left, yep. Hidalgo balls away with the jab. To set up his right hand.
Yeah, he's trying to measure that distance, see if he's at a good distance to throw the right hand, but yeah, he's defending very well.
Rights by Hidalgo, pounds the jab of Diaz. He counters with a right hook. Big left there by Diaz.
Nice punch by Hidalgo.
Left hand, right hook by Diaz.
I like how Diaz mixes those left hands, though. You know, that's power hand, but it's the backhand. He's very creative with it, but you don't get a timing on any of the power shots. Mixes it well. He's got a pretty good right hook as well.
Yes, he does.
It there.
He has landed that right hook a number of times in this fight thus far.
Variation is always the key on offense. It prevents your opponent from getting a timing on you, and therefore he won't be able to counter. He also won't be able to defend. You can't time your offense. So Joseph Diaz definitely has a lot of the variation, offensive variation in his repertoire.
Leading left hand scores for Diaz, then pops him with a jab.
And he actually doubled it there, with the left hand. So, again, creative.
Left uppercut. Seconds here. Diaz putting an offensive onslaught there on Hidalgo.
Some action from that last round. You see Diaz with that whipping left hand. You see it's kind of like an overhand left, the way he throws it there. And then he has a left hand to the body, doubling up with a left uppercut as well. Again, good creativity by Joseph Diaz, side and the inside, the way he can mix his offense.
This is round 5. Scheduled for 10 here. Our main event. Let's see, Jojo Diaz connecting with nearly 60% of his punches thus far.
Started the round with a sharp straight left hand here. Hidalgo more of a defensive posture to start this round. I don't want to say almost a survivor posture, because he has fought his way through the rounds thus far, even if he's come up short. But looking a bit more defensive to open up this round so far in his body language.
There's some body shots there by Jojo Diaz. Pops you with that right hand.
And that's really the thing about these kind of opponents, like Raul Hidalgo. Eventually, once you've beaten their desire to win out of them, their survival instincts start to come into play, and they use their experience to really go the distance or go the rounds. And that's kind of another puzzle to solve for a young prospect like Joseph Diaz. Is now, okay, Hidalgo now, you got him to the point where he doesn't feel like he's going to win anymore. He's kind of trying to survive now. How do you get him out of there? That's kind of the next step. And, you know, without really taking your own risks and walking into a sharp counter yourself. So, you know, that's kind of the next step in the maturing process, because it seems like Diaz has definitely convinced Hidalgo he cannot win this fight tonight. Judging by the body language, Hidalgo is starting to show us.
Those left hands doing damage to Raul Hidalgo. In fact, our Jessica Rosales spoke to the corner.
Yeah, and you know, Hidalgo was very vocal about that. He did tell his corner that he is starting to feel very tired, especially feeling Jojo's strengths, especially those shots to the body. That is something that he told us that they would be looking out for. Now, his corner's a little concerned because they said usually he uses the ring, walks around more. They're not seeing that as much today, but in these later rounds, they said that he'll do that, hopefully get his energy back as well.
Thanks, Jess. There's a good 1-2 right hand, finishing that one off. And Hidalgo's in trouble against the ropes.
Yeah, very defensive round by Hidalgo. And he's shown some spurts where he throws some punches, and that's kind of just to show you that, hey, I'm still here. But in reality, his mentality has changed here, starting in this round.
Flies in the face of what he talked about. He didn't think that Diaz had the power to really hurt him, but he has really taken a lot of body shots from Jojo Diaz as he corners him against the ropes and does work here in the final seconds of the round.
Some action in that last round, and it's a sharp straight left hand from Joseph Diaz, and he spins around and tries to land the short little left uppercut. And here's the end of the round where he corners Raul Hidalgo up against that neutral corner and just unloads a flurry of offense. Eventually he winds up in the clinch.
Blue chip type prospects. He's certainly got the goods. First time headlining. You can see why so much is expected of Jojo Diaz.
Again, you see Hidalgo moving around, not really trying to set up any offense. He's more moving around to try and buy himself time. And these are just survival instincts. He'll throw a punch here and there. But again, he's had the mentality of, I need to win this fight, beaten out of him at this point. And unless Joseph Diaz makes a mistake where it gives Hidalgo any confidence, he's probably going to stay in this mentality. So it's up to Diaz to kind of try to get to that next step and stop him, if he can. It's not very easy when you have a veteran trying to survive this.
Well, Jojo Diaz loves to stay active. This is the 4th fight for him this year. He says he wants to fight at least twice before the year is out. In fact, next year he says he wants his goals to be rated in the top 10. We hit the halfway point of this round and of this fight, and so far Jojo Diaz has put on a clinic. Combination punches.
More. Again, Hidalgo more trying to be here for the round more so than trying to win the fight at this point.
Right hook there by Diaz. They exchange hooks. Hidalgo now pounding the guard of Diaz.
And every once in a while, he'll show himself there, you know, maybe trying to see if there's any little things that can boost his confidence up.
Big right to the body by Diaz. A left hook upstairs. Diaz pounds the body, comes back upstairs again. Final seconds of round 6. Right hand, left hook by Diaz. Closes with another hook. Hidalgo turns his back.
For the round before the round ended, he wanted the round end a few seconds earlier. But again, you saw he turned southpaw, and then I think he assumed that it would make Diaz think for a few seconds, and the round would end.
Some big shots at the end of that last round. Jojo Diaz jumps right on him.
Good counter left hand. And this is part of the maturing process for Diaz too, is budgeting that energy, because again, you have a guy trying to survive. So do you expend all your energy trying to get him out of there and then risk getting tired, or do you budget little by little and try to set traps and get him out of there that way? And he's fighting a much more mature 10 rounds than he did a couple months ago, the last time we saw him.
Let's go to the third member of our broadcast team. Here's Jessica Rosales.
So I said earlier that Hidalgo's corner wanted him to move around more. Well, Jojo's corner has an answer to that. They were telling him, don't chase him, draw him to you.
Oh, there's a body.
To your punches.
There's a body shot. Sorry, Jessica. And that one drops Hidalgo.
And it's what he said he had to watch out for. I don't know. They could have stopped it there.
Yeah. That wasn't a decisive I'm okay. Yeah, he's got Hidalgo against there. That's it.
He doesn't want to continue. I think he's looking for a way out.
He wants to continue on.
If Tony Weeks stops it, I don't think Hidalgo will complain at all.
Not at all. Hidalgo's on his horse now. He's been down twice in this round, 3 times so far in the fight. Body shot, and that's going to be it.
I don't think he ever recovered from the initial body shot. Good finish by Joseph Diaz. Very patient, strategic boxing match.
Yes, as you talked about, the intellect of Jojo Diaz, not wasting his energy. He knew he had him hurt. He was very methodical in how he took him out.
And even once we started noticing the change in the mood of Hidalgo from really a guy who was trying to win early on to really just trying to survive, Diaz never got a... Here's the first one. Great body shot there by Joseph Diaz. You know, Hidalgo told us he had to be careful with the body shots from Diaz. He was a little slow getting off the right hand, and Diaz countered it with the left hand to the body. There's a knockdown, which I think, honestly, if Tony Weeks would have even stopped it here, I don't know that Hidalgo would have complained. And then finally the end, not much resistance there from Hidalgo. He goes down again, and Weeks finally stops the fight there. Get another look. I think this might be the last knockdown again. Yeah, and there it is. I don't think he ever really fully recovered from the initial body shot knockdown, which really you could tell with...
For the first time, as we take a look at the final punch stat numbers here, courtesy of CompuBox. And nearly 50% of his punches landed by Joseph Diaz Jr. as he... fight. Jr. taking on Raul Hidalgo.